And welcome you back here to Malvern Prep alongside Jack Cap, Joe Vasile with you on SFBN, getting set for the opening tip between the Malvern Prep Friars and the Germantown Academy Patriots. GA in the road Reds tonight. Malvern Prep and the home Whites. Run down the starting lineups here real quick before we get things going. For the Friars, it's Spencer Cochran, Roddier Hicks, Deuce Turner, who we highlighted pregame, Jack Fran O'Shell, and Taiji Leach. For Germantown Academy, it's Lacey Snowden, Juan Adams, Jordan Longino, Brian Basil, and Luke Trena. It will be Basil jumping center for GA up against Fran O'Shell of Malvern Prep. And the Friars will start things out offensively, averaging 76 points per game this year, ticked up to about 84 in interact play.
That is a lot of points, and it is a team that will run, get out there on the fast break, and try to get a lot of baskets. There's Deuce Turner.
Turner for three, off the mark to start the game. Rebound by Basil for Germantown Academy. And I'll ask you, Jack, what are you expecting to see out of these two teams here today?
Well, the first game we mentioned earlier was a 92-68 victory for the Friars, and you would expect on paper that they would repeat that. But the interact play has always been a very high-level play, and you never know what's going to happen. And there's Turner into the corner.
Three on the way, Roddier Hicks finds bottom, and it's a 3-0 lead for Malvern Prep in the early going.
Roddier Hicks with the first basket on a pass cross court. He was found by Deuce Turner.
Hicks averaging over 14 points a game, nearly 15 as a reverse layup for Luke Trena. Gives Germantown Academy its first points of the game.
The trainer found himself under the basket and a nice little move off the backboard.
Dump it underneath to Fran O'Shell, and the bucket good underneath for the big man, 6'6" sophomore forward.
He has a big future, Fran O'Shell, and he's been scoring a lot of points for the Friars.
Another Friar averaging double figures this year is O'Shell. It's Germantown Academy with it, Jordan Longino. Very much ballyhooed sophomore. Controlling with it, he'll be in number 20 in red today. Nowhere to go, though, against the defense of Deuce Turner.
He's going to get a 5 count if he doesn't watch it.
Got some space with a pump fake off the mark. Rebound taken down by Malvern Prep. That was Leach in the corner, but his long pass ahead intercepted by Brian Basil. Leach, a standout football player and a wide receiver, getting some Division I looks. Spencer Cochran with the steal and the finish on the other end.
Nice use of the body there by Cochran, enabling him to get that little layup in. In the previous sequence, we saw some great defense on Longino by Deuce Turner. Let's see what we have coming up here.
Malvern Prep comes in 12-6 overall in the year, 4-1 in the interact. Their only loss came to the Haverford School, still undefeated on the year. It was a 93-90 loss in overtime last time out for the Friars.
Yes, the Fords of Haverford, one of the few undefeated teams in the state of Pennsylvania. Here's our first foul.
This is going to go against Spencer Cochran, his first, team's first. Took nearly 2.5 minutes to get our first foul here in this first quarter, Jack.
And first whistle, in fact, yep.
Pretty clean play in terms of that going both ways.
Man-to-man for the Friars.
Kick it out. Basil for three. Knocks it down. First points of the game for Brian Basil.
Real nice form on that. Beautiful release. The Friars coming in against the 3-2 zone right now. That's going to be a turnover.
Yeah, bounce pass from Taiji Leach. Went right through Fran O'Shell's legs.
Missing today is head coach Jim Fenerty. A little bit on the mend. Over 600 victories. 30th season with GA, quite an accomplished man.
And Coach Fenerty said he was going to retire at the end of this year as the head coach of Germantown Academy. Rebound and then the shot blocked from Trena. Long outlet ahead. Too far ahead of Deuce Turner.
That block was to O'Shell, I believe, with his left hand. He's got some size and some leaping ability.
Fran O'Shell, again, still just a sophomore at 6'6". You can really see how he can continue to fill out over the next couple of years and perhaps become a dominant post player for Malvern.
Young-looking face. He could possibly grow a little bit.
Shot no good, or rebounded by O'Shell off a tip. So filling in as head coach for Germantown Academy, as you heard earlier, Lisa Roman mention, is Carlos Chubb.
And that was quite a move there by young Deuce Turner. We've seen him do that many times in the past. He has continued. He hasn't changed much physically or facially since we last saw him, but skill level-wise, everything we're going to see today we've seen before, and he is quite a player.
Joe McElwee and Brock Dudek come in for Prep. As Turner completes the three-point play.
Great body control on that layup. Was able to draw that foul. Looked like an NBA player on that.
Lacey Snowden passes to the right wing for Germantown Academy. So look to try and get a little bit closer. Knocking down another three-pointer is Brian Bates. He's got 6 points already for GA.
That's his second three-pointer, one from each side. He has a beautiful release. Here's a long shot.
But it's money from Deuce Turner. Says, I see your three-pointer and I one-up you.
Yeah, he came right back at him, and that shot was from about 23, 24 feet. It looked perfect, and it was.
6 points already for Deuce Turner, averaging 25 points a game this year for Malvern Prep.
One of the top scorers in the state. Of course, these teams do not play in the PIAA, but they still count them for scoring purposes.
Longino's layup doesn't go down. He hasn't gotten himself in the scoring column yet, as the rebound will go the way of Malvern Prep.
We get to see his brother a lot. We broadcast all of the Westchester games. That is Jordan Longino. I'm speaking of his big brothers, Evan Eric Longino, who played here also. Very physical specimen, 6'4", about 230 pounds. And it looks like his younger brother. An illegal move right there.
McElwee lost it going down. It's going to be GA basketball, so the Patriots will benefit as Malvern continues to sub. And this kind of goes back to, what we were talking about in the open and to what Lisa was talking about with John Harmonic wanting to run that up-tempo, fast-paced kind of game. You got to sub guys in and out, make sure everyone stays fresh. And we're already seeing that take shape for Malvern.
Harmonic, a very accomplished coach still in a relatively young career.
Jordan Longino way long on a three-pointer, rebounded by Malvern Prep. Right here, Hicks into the corner. They kick it out. Turner from a mile away connects.
And that was, I'm going to say, 28 feet. That is quite an impressive shot. He's got 9.
We'll take a step aside as we have a timeout on the floor. It's 16-10 Malvern on top of GA here on SFBN. And welcome you back to Malvern Prep out of the timeout. A 16-10 lead for the Friars over Germantown Academy. Jack, right before that timeout, we just saw Deuce Turner knock one down from NBA range and then some.
Oh, and then some. In fact, I estimated that at 28. It might have been even further, and he calmly threw it in. Here he goes. Nope, he's going to lose that one, I think.
Oh, now he saved it along the baseline, but it's taken by Jordan Longino. Transition offense all the way to the basket for Longino.
Yeah, Longino was very impressive on that one.
His first 2 points of the game. Turner thought about taking another long three, now steps back for 2 in the corner.
It's a great step back. Excellent footwork by Turner.
Anderson, the bounce pass ahead for Juan Adams was stolen. Now Malvern the other way. Bucket no good from right here, Hicks. And it'll stay.
Stay, yep.
16-12 as Malvern's hit some shots. We've already seen 9 points from Deuce Turner, but GA is hanging tough with him here in the first quarter.
Very nice switch of the hands there. That was just beautifully done.
Spencer Cochran
to the hoop for his second basket. Very nice slice to the rim there.
Get it through. This is Adams running the point for Germantown Academy as he has throughout this 2018-19 season. Longino gives it up for Anderson. Now it's Adams back to Anderson, wide open on the back door.
Got slapped away and went right into Anderson's hands, and Zach put it up for his first deuce of the game.
And Jack, it seems like the game's kind of been played at Malvern's pace, but so GA has been able to hang right with them, even though they're not a team with necessarily the offensive firepower that the Friars have. And that's exactly what they call good eyes, Jack.
Yeah, well, I did that for a long time. It's a bad habit. I call the game sometimes from here, but he stepped his foot way out of bounds. Yeah. So far, yeah, you're right. They have set the pace. Now they're putting some full court pressure again. It looks like man-to-man, but it's casual pressure on the ball.
It's Leach up ahead on Juan Adams, who gets it into the front court ahead of the count. Longino.
Size advantage.
Drives in, can't get the bucket, and it'll be Malvern basketball. So Longino, despite having some of those matchup advantages in this first quarter, still just 2 points, and Malvern's going to be able to pull it out and hold for the last shot.
Yeah, they will hold for the last one. It looks like Longino is pushing it a little bit, maybe just trying to get himself started. But his athleticism is in full display. Look at this shot.
3 on the way, in and out, no good. Rebounded by GA, last second heave, not even to come close. At the end of one quarter, the score is 18-14 in favor of Malvern Prep over Germantown Academy. We'll take a step aside here on SFBN. Welcome back to Malvern Prep, getting set for the start of quarter number 2. Apologize for some of the technical difficulties here so far today. Germantown Academy with it first, driving in. Drawing the foul was Brian Basil, so he'll head to the free throw line to go shoot 2 as Fran O'Sheld picks up his first personal. Basil had 6 points in the first quarter. Alongside Jack Cap, Joe Vasile with you here today. Team starting their second trip through the Interac as Basil's first is up and good. Remember, Haverford in first place, still undefeated on the season, 5-0 in the conference, but Malvern Prep right behind him at 4-1. Germantown Academy 1-4, looking to turn things around. Is Basil good on both?
Germantown Academy down at the bottom, but that doesn't really mean all that much. They can still turn it around. The Haverford-Malvern Prep game went into overtime, and it was 93-90 for the Fords to remain undefeated. But what a game that must have been.
Just a 2-point Malvern Prep lead as they set up on offense for the first time in the second quarter, but it's stolen away by Germantown Academy.
That was real nice defense there.
Jordan Longino into a triple team, has the ball stripped, and the other way goes Malvern Prep. Spencer Cochran to the rack.
Hey, Spencer Cochran, he has great body control and a lot of leaping ability at the same time.
6 points for the junior Cochran as Longino ran out of room along the baseline. Turnover for GA. They trail by 4. You're just about a minute into the second quarter.
Very fast first quarter. 18-14 was the score at the end of that quarter. Malvern Prep.
Deep 3 on the way, off the back of the rim from Deuce Turner. We've seen him hit from that range so far today.
Look at that move.
Beautiful spin move, hangs in the air and gets fouled.
He reminds me a lot of fouls on number 10, I believe. Lacey Snowden,
yes,
I think was with the foul. It reminds me a lot of a kid from Monsignor Bonner, Isaiah Wong, in regard to his height, build, and his moves, the type of moves he has. Have you seen this Wong that I'm speaking of?
I have not.
Okay, he's a top player. He's a senior.
I've heard nothing but good things.
Player of the year last year in the Catholic League, and probably going to be again this year. Had 45 recently in a game, and very similar type player to Turner.
Deuce Turner goes 2 for 2 from the line. He's a perfect 3 for 3 from the stripe today. 22-16 lead, and another steal for Malvern Prep. Turner steps back, in and out, no good.
It's going to stay.
Yeah.
Must have been tipped right off of the hands of Zach Anderson, I believe.
Deuce Turner has some offers, getting looks from LaSalle and Bucknell. A couple of good programs collegiately here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania's Joe McElwee gets the bucket and will head to the line trying for a 3-point play. This foul goes against Jordan Longino.
Longino's first, and that was the first basket for Joe McElwee, a junior.
Averaging right around 4 points a game is number 24.
and he misses.
Rebound by Casey Trina. Long pass ahead. Basil going to try for three and way too long. But it goes out of bounds. It'll stay down with GA.
Looks like he took a little contact on that, but there was no foul called. John Caputo, Paul McShane, and John Luciano are the referees today.
Just get it in ahead of the 5 count. Grabbed down by Lacey Snowden, who finds Basil. Drives and picks up a foul. Ryan Basil going to go to the line and shoot 2.
I spoke too soon there. I thought they were going to call a player control foul. I believe that's Snowden's second. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, that's not that.
It'll be Tiggy Leach.
Right? Yeah, Tiggy Leach on that.
First from Basil doesn't go. And we mentioned earlier Leach has got a couple of offers to go play wide receiver at the collegiate level.
Right, he's a...
Lehigh, Rhode Island, both taking a look.
We were speaking of two-way sports stars before the game.
Yeah.
You don't see it that often these days.
Well, Malvern Prep's got a couple. So does Germantown Academy.
Yeah, that's at least the 5th or 6th turnover there.
Yeah, turnovers going both ways. It's Brock Dudek. Skipping it back and forth with McElwee. Driving Leach.
That's nice ball control in the air there by Leach.
That'll lead to a timeout for Germantown Academy, 26-17 with 5:39 left to go here in the second, Jack. And again, it just seems like now Malvern's starting to make its move. They're starting to get a little bit of separation. But even so, it's still a 9-point game. They haven't started to run away like they have in games prior, and especially the first time these two teams met back at the beginning of this month.
Right, the score at the first quarter, the last time they met was 28-12 for the Friars and 41-27 at half. And then they really pulled it out in the third quarter where they outscored GA by 33-18 in the third quarter, and that was the end of the game right there. So mid-third quarter, it was over. But right now, like as you said, it is a 9-point lead, exactly.
Yeah, and Carlos Chubb, acting head coach for Germantown Academy with James Fennerty not here today. He remembers that game, obviously. He's an assistant coach for the team. He was there and wants to make sure that Malvern Prep doesn't go on one of those runs just to try and keep it close. So we'll see if he was able to communicate a message that'll rally the troops here to keep this one close, at least for the time being.
Well, he's got a coaching staff over there with him. Looks like they are experienced, older men. He's a very young man. This is his first opportunity to be a head coach, I would think.
Malvern comes out in the full court press, but they get it through to Basil. Driving in, lefty layup is good.
Very nice move by Basil. He's got 10 points.
Turner kicks to the corner, 3 from Hicks.
Once again, Turner finding the open man after drawing the attention.
And by the way, notably not on the floor right now for GA is Jordan Longino. He's only got 2 points by my count so far, which is, of course, an unofficial total. Basil throws it away. 2-on-1. To the basket himself, right here. Hicks can't connect. GA trying to capitalize, and they draw a foul. Longino's going to check back in for the Patriots.
I think that's Leach's second foul.
That'll be number 2 on the senior Leach.
Yeah, I didn't think Longino would be out too long.
He's back in now as Brian Basil heads to the bench. So kind of staggering those 2 minutes. Basil leading GA in scoring today as the shot off the mark.
Kind of rushed that shot a little bit there.
Snowden
on that, right?
Cochran to the corner for Leach. Guarded by Anderson. Bounce pass underneath for Fran O'Shell.
Excellent bounce pass, and Fran O'Shell finishes it for his second basket of the day. Turner was way outside calling for the ball. I guess that's going to be an option they'll always use since he has that ability.
Jordan Longino drives and is stripped of the ball by Spencer Cochran.
I believe that's the 8th turnover of this half for the visiting Patriots.
Rhythm 3 for Hicks.
Going to get a foul, and that's going to be
Maybe number 3 on Leach, if our count's correct.
I believe that is. It is his 3rd foul. He's going to step out, and he'll be replaced. Let's see here, Cooper Frankenheimer.
Speaking of 2 sports stars, Cooper Frankenheimer, pretty good lacrosse player here at Malvern Prep.
Great
over
sport.
On the long pole.
Sport I never played, but it's a up-and-coming sport and very athletic.
Longino steps into a 3. Off the mark. Boy, he's just a little bit off with his shot today. Now Cochran the other way on a fast break. Gets the layup.
I like Cochran a lot. He's looked really good in this game so far, especially around the basket.
33-19 lead for Malvern Prep. About 3.5 to go in this first half. Longino trying to will his team back in. Gets the bucket.
And that was, again, great defense on the other side by Turner. Still scored, though. Longino still put it up. Another turnover here for home team.
Longino picks off the pass for Frankenheimer. Gives to Trina, who kisses the front of the rim. First points of the game for the freshman, Casey Trina. And Trina is going to pick up a foul on the other side of the floor. .255 left to go. Quarter number 2. It's still a 10-point lead for Malvern Prep. So out of the timeout, GA is ceded 1 point to the Friars, but still hanging right in there as O'Shell's shot doesn't go. Rebounded by Germantown Academy. Drop it back. Wide open look for Longino. Turner grabs the miss. Good pump fake by Deuce Turner.
Excellent work. As you said, a great pump fake. Lost his defender and just had the space and the time and did it right.
Driving in, Juan Adams is going to draw a foul in the act of shooting. So the junior will head to the line and shoot 2. Spencer Cochran is going to pick up the foul for Malvern Prep. They call it his first.
I have him down for 2, but
yeah,
well, we'll see.
First is no good from Adams.
Juan Adams on the line. He'll get a second. 5'10" guard.
Yep. Keith Cara checks in for Malvern Prep. Zach Anderson makes his return for Germantown Academy. Second was no good, and it's rebounded by Cara. Swing it back. Turner thought about a 30-footer and then traveled as he started his drive.
I think he took that pivot foot up before he started his dribble there and got called for the travel. Another turnover. Both teams turning the ball over fairly readily. Oh, that was backcourt.
Longino was blocked, but Frankenheimer fouled him. Cooper Frankenheimer's going to pick up his first.
Longino will get 2, averaging 22 points a game, scoring a lot in the last few weeks. He misses the first.
It's really tough for Longino. Scored 26 when these two teams met back on January 7th. A couple of Mondays ago?
It was about 18 days ago,
yep.
I think it was January 4th. Still in that 3-2 are the Patriots.
Lane to drive, bucket good, and the foul. Radir Hicks setting the line to try to complete a 3-point play.
Real nice move by Radir Hicks. Once again, the look was from Turner. Found his teammate, and Hicks was able to drive it through there.
Fran O'Shell going to come back in for Malvern Prep for the final 148 in the second. Right down the middle. He's got 9 points here in this first half. Deuce Turner's got 14.
14 and looking very sharp on his passing too. Sharing the ball. He's in trouble.
Just do get it in, then the ball got tipped right back to Jordan Longino. He's going to try to go coast to coast off the glass, no good. Fran O'Shell grabs the miss.
Longino just a little bit off on that one, as he has been most of this game. It's another turnover.
Dudek lost a handle on it for Malvern.
Smart play by Longino, staying on the ground there.
In transition to 3 for Brian Basil. He's got 14 points.
Basil is looking good. That's his third 3. And all 3 of them have been perfect.
Feed a man underneath. Hacked on the way up, going to the line to shoot 2. Keith Cara.
Fouls to Basil, his first, I believe.
Cara to the line to shoot 2. Not really a big player in the offense at season high, just 3 points. He's done that 4 different times. The first is up and good. The 6-foot junior guard.
His first basket of the first point of the game. He'll get a second. And he banks at home.
Do you have to call bank on that, Jack?
Straight away, I would think.
41-26 with a minute 15 left to go.
Yeah, on a foul shot, you should never bank it.
Well, as long as it goes in, right?
Yeah. Never aim to bank it, I should say. Yeah.
Anderson gives it back outside for Juan Adams. Running the point for Germantown Academy. Basil. Fade away on O'Shell. Goes off the glass. No good.
Nice footwork by Basil. Just missed it. A little strong there. Here comes Deuce.
Into the corner. Brock Dudek too long. Offensive rebound by Turner. Didn't go either.
That was blocked by Jordan Longino. Nice defense.
Lost a handle on it with Zach Anderson.
And here we go again.
2-on-0 and an easy righty layup for Rodier Hicks.
Another turnover.
Hicks has got 11. Malvern Prep all of a sudden has opened up a 43-26 lead.
And now we're in double-digit turnovers, Joe. That was travel right in midcourt. Yep, and 22 seconds left in the first half. Double-digit turnovers. We'll have a timeout here.
Yeah, Malvern Prep going to call a timeout. They're leading by 17 with 22 seconds left here. Jack, another opportunity for them to hold for the last shot here in the second quarter, just like they had in the first. But it's been a heck of an offensive day for the Friars, led by Deuce Turner and 14 points. Rodier Hicks, though, right behind with 11. Spencer Cochran's got 8, but he's in foul trouble. So a couple of different ways that Malvern can come at you. We knew that coming into this game, and that's exactly how this one's played out.
And those 3 guys, along with Fran O'Shell, are the guys that you see in the scoring column almost every game for this team. On the other side, Brian Basil, how are we saying that?
Basil,
right?
Basil.
Okay, Basil.
Yeah.
Not like your name is
Vasil.
Okay.
It's spelled similar, but pronounced different.
Yeah, that's why I got fooled there for a second. Yeah. Last time they played these 2 teams, the halftime score once again was 41-27. So we are at 43-26, a very similar score. 22 seconds left in the Friars with the ball midcourt.
See what they're able to pull out here out of the timeout taken by head coach John Harmatuk. Brock Dudek. Open look. Swirls it home.
Brock Dudek.
First 3 of the game for Brock Dudek.
4 seconds.
20-point lead. Off-balance shot at the end. Does not go for Lacey Snowden.
No, I thought he was fouled there.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looked like a lot of contact, but
although the defender
he looked a
was
little out of control as well.
Yeah, the defender was kind of straight up and down, so.
Yep. So that'll
46-26.
Yeah, that'll do it for the first half here from Malvern Prep. The Friars on top of Germantown Academy. 46-26. We'll take a step aside here on SFBN. Malvern Prep alongside Jack Cap, Joe Vasile. Jack, this one's shaping out with a 20-point lead for Malvern, very similar to the way that this first half went the first time these 2 teams met this year.
Yeah, Malvern has a lot of scoring options. The first, of course, is Deuce Turner, and Deuce Turner's also showed a lot of court awareness by finding his teammates, especially into the corner. Cochran's had a real good first half, and by the way, we mentioned as we went off the air the defense of Deuce Turner on Jordan Longino, who has been frustrated so far for the Patriots.
Yeah, Jordan Longino came into this game averaging 22 points a game. He has just 4 in the first half. Like you said, a lot of that thanks to the defense played by Deuce Turner in that first half, and really as a team in the man-to-man by Malvern Prep.
That's right. It's something you don't see stats on too often in regard to defense, but we've been watching him. His footwork is excellent, and he's really very quick. So it's to his benefit to be a great defensive player in addition to his obvious offensive skills.
And meanwhile, you talk about Germantown Academy and how they kind of stuck to the same zone throughout the first half. Would you like to see them try to mix things up a little bit defensively going into the second check?
I think they should go to a man-to-man at this point, down 20 points. They're going to have to put some pressure on and take their chances with Deuce Turner and his ability to get to the hoop.
And we talk about how frustrated Jordan Longino was in the first half with just those 4 points. But a real bright spot for Germantown Academy was the play of Brian Basil, who had 14 to lead the way.
Yeah, that's a lot of points. He hit 3 threes, 2 from the right side here and 1 from the left side, and he looked very, very smooth on all of them. So he's leading his team. I think he's leading in the game in scoring, 14 points. Yeah,
tied with Deuce Turner.
Deuce has 14
for
also.
That game high. What are you looking to see in the second half out of Malvern?
Well, Malvern's going to probably keep the pressure on defensively in that tough man-to-man, and we'll see if Germantown Academy can do anything with that. So right now the game is about the same as it was the first time they played, and then in the third quarter, the Friars just took off and had a 33-point third quarter.
And you talked about you want to see them switch things up a little bit defensively, but what can the Patriots do to try and get themselves back into this one in quarter number 3?
Well, I think they need to get the shot off more quickly, and they need to set some screens up top, some ball screens, free some guys up, get Longino a little more involved, and get his game going a little bit, because he is frustrated right now, as we've mentioned.
All right, we'll take a step aside. When we come back, we'll be joined by John Harmatuck here on the broadcast right before the start of the second half. You're watching Malvern Prep basketball on SFBN.
I'm here at Malvern versus GA. I'm Lisa Roman here with Malvern head coach John Harmatuck. Coach, you held GA's leading scorer Jordan Longino to just 4 points, and that defensive matchup has been between Deuce Turner and Longino. What do you like from that matchup that you're seeing?
Deuce's defensive effort's been great. He missed a couple of shots, a couple of layups went in and out, a couple of threes went in and out. So I don't know how much we held him. He just missed as he normally makes. So we got to be ready the second half.
Offensively, you outshot GA that second quarter 30-12. How are you going to maintain that separation?
Like I told you before the game, our defense helps our offense. And so if we'll stay in defensively, we'll continue to get shots.
Thanks, Coach. Joe, back to you.
Thank you very much, Lisa, and great thoughts there from head coach John Harmatuck about the second half. And, obviously, as every coach is, Jack, never fully satisfied. With the effort that a team ever gives. But, that's one of the hallmarks of, just being a coach. You're always looking for those little ways to get better. It was a good first half for Malvern Prep, but, looking to tidy up some things, some better shot selection, cut down on the turnovers, and kind of work towards this second half. And trying to prove to 5-1 in Interact play.
Which is a very significant win-loss record, or right behind Haverford. Once again, Haverford, one of the few undefeated teams in the state, having a big-time year with Jameer Nelson, and just coming back from an injury, by the way. He was out the first 15 games, so they're looking pretty good, the Fords. Now, that last game of the season that we're doing here, I believe, is against the Fords in 2 weeks, so that should be a great game.
Yeah, circle that one on your calendars for sure, as we're underway here in quarter number 3. A 20-point lead for Malvern Prep as we start the second half. They find O'Shell inside, an early bucket for big number 35 for Malvern Prep.
And that's good to get him off. That's his third basket of the game. He is a high-scoring player, so we'll see what else he does.
Steal. That's Tiggy Leach to the basket. No good. O'Shell, the offensive rebound. And then the ball knocked free from his hands.
Has another turnover.
Tayshawn Mack with a righty layup. Good for Germantown Academy. First time we've said Mack's name today.
Right, that's his first basket.
Quickly the other way. Shot doesn't go for Malvern.
Flying move by Turner.
GA trying to close it back to within 20 points. Still plenty of time to go, though, and this one is blocked from behind was Juan Adams.
Yeah, I think there was 2 hands on that ball.
Turner's was one of them.
Yes,
they
it was.
shovel it off to O'Shell. He gets rejected.
It should be interesting.
Longino takes flight and lays it in.
I thought he was going to slam it down there. That was a nice athletic move to lay it in there by Longino.
He certainly had the elevation to be able to if he wanted. GA trails by 18 here in the third quarter. O'Shell off the glass, no good. Good defense played by the Patriots to get things going in quarter number 3. Far side, Longino, deep 3 on the way, off the front of the rim. Turner grabbed the miss. Cochran, rhythm 3, connects.
Cochran's a player. He has been very impressive.
11 points for the junior Spencer Cochran. Had some foul trouble, had 2 personals in the first half. So we didn't see him for a little while there in the second quarter. Pulling up and no good is Lacey Snowden. Turner, a little Statue of Liberty move that didn't go down.
Yeah, Turner going with the little finger roll there. He was way up in the air. I'm guessing his vertical's got to be in the 40-inch range. A very athletic young man.
Yeah, based off what we've seen out of Turner and Longino just here in this third quarter,
yeah,
be very interesting to see kind of them get into a vertical leap contest.
Yeah, I was going to say Longino's just about the same, most likely. That was a nice move in there.
Juan Adams with the layup.
Adams. First basket of the second half, second of the game for Adams.
51-32, deep 3 from Turner.
And that one was about 27 feet. So Deuce Turner keeping it up.
Only 27 this time, Jack?
Around 27, possibly a 28. But if he's got a shot like that, he's already developed, and he does have the shot. We don't say if. He has that shot. It's already NBA standards and plus some.
Turner at 6'2" and still growing as he is just a junior. Snowden kicks out. This is Mack.
Nice pass.
Long ahead by Turner.
Yeah.
Got it to Leach.
He had,
Couldn't corral it.
He had some zip on that pass, and that was about a 50, 60-foot pass right there.
That's not easy to make.
It is not easy to do, and not every kid this age can do that. In fact, most cannot. That's a tough pass for anybody.
Longino will send it inwards for GA.
And it was on a string, too. It was a chest pass. That's even more impressive. It wasn't a baseball pass.
This is Basil. Dumping for Snowden for the 18-footer.
Turner again leading the break.
Good head fake, but he lost the handle on the ball that was poked free by Longino.
Yeah, he tried to cross dribble there.
Basil takes it to the rack. It was no good.
He took a shot there on the ground. I hope he's all right.
It's a little slow to get up. It's a 5-on-4 for Malvern Prep as he's slow to get back, and they're going to take advantage of Blaze Beckham.
That's the first basket for him, I believe, yep.
And a timeout taken by Germantown Academy with 4:14 left to go in the third. It's a 56-32 lead for Malvern Prep, Jack, as Germantown Academy had gotten it down to 18 points, and now a quick spurt for Malvern has grown the lead to the biggest it's been today at 24 points.
Yes, they're really moving the ball, and taking the lead on that fast break is Deuce Turner, doing some nice things there, adding up the points. I wonder if Beckham is related. He's probably a grandson of the old coach Beckham, Barry Beckham, from many, many years ago. I wouldn't be, well, a name like that, not a common name. Beckham, it's got to be a relation of some sort.
At some point on the family tree.
Yeah, the basketball roots go deep, with a lot of these players, and you'll see their fathers, their grandfathers. I mean, you see it all the time. Look, Kobe Bryant's father was a great player. Yep. Kobe Bryant's grandfather was a great player, even on his mother's side.
Yeah.
His mother's side had great players on it. So, the pedigree is there. I mean, if your parents are basketball players or athletes, you have a chance of doing that yourself. I mean, if your parents are research librarians, you're probably not going to be a great basketball player. You know what I mean? So who knows? But
Who told you that that's what my mom did?
that's what my
No.
mom did.
No, I mean, I think
Yeah.
to kind of piggyback on your
Yeah.
point, you just look at the Golden State Warriors.
There you go.
Klay Thompson,
Klay Thompson,
father played the NBA.
Michael
Steph
Thompson.
Curry,
Steph Curry,
father played the NBA.
and they're better than their fathers.
And they're brothers. Both of them have brothers in the
I
NBA.
know. And, you know, both of them are better than their fathers, and their fathers weren't bad.
It's true.
There goes Jordan Longino.
Speaking of basketball families, Jordan Longino with
And
the
there you go.
basket. He's got a chance to add on another.
He's a much different kind of player than his brother is. First of all, he's right-handed.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a clear difference right there. Jordan's right-handed, and Evan Eric is left-handed. Evan Eric has a very unusual delivery on his shots, something I've really never seen before, and yet he's very effective offensively, and he's getting a lot of time as a sophomore at Westchester University, which, by the way, is a really good team this year.
What they certainly are. They're going to be up at East Stroudsburg tomorrow.
Tough game.
Certainly. They haven't won up there since 2008.
Now, there's something right there that I think Deuce Turner should have scored on that, and he tried to fancy it up, and it's something that, you know, that has to be corrected. Don't show off. Don't get fancy. Here we go. Long shot by Jordan Longino, and that's a three right there. He's picking it up now.
All of a sudden, 12 points for Jordan Longino after he had just 4 in the first half. Floater no good from Beckham.
Beckham's got some size.
He's listed at 6'6", but a good frame on him as well.
He probably wants that one back. And there's a one where he might have used the backboard, and it would have helped him a little bit. There's a foul. That's got to be a foul.
Oh, no call. They just say out of bounds, Malvern Prep ball.
Well, the reason I say that is because, it looked like Lacey Stone was going to the hoop horizontally and got hit. But no foul, no call. Luciano optioning not to call the foul on that.
Cochran drives in, and the bucket good for Spencer Cochran.
We've mentioned it a couple times, but Cochran is a basketball player, a fundamentally sound basketball player, and here we go.
Longino drives in off the glass and good. 14 points for Jordan Longino, and to kind of get back to what you were just talking about. There's at Germantown Academy. There's some good heritage of brothers going on to do great things.
No question about it.
That's the bucket good for Roddy or Hicks. One of the pairs at GA that kind of really stick out are the Ayers brothers, Cameron and Ryan.
That's
Ryan,
right.
of course, played at Notre Dame and is now an assistant coach there. Cameron was a standout basketball player at Bucknell, played professionally overseas.
That's right. And their father
Randy, used to coach the Sixers.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. There is the pedigree right there, just what you're speaking of. And that's a three.
Well, Joe McElwee's got 5 points now for Malvern as they continue to keep that 23, 24-point cushion.
Nice long shot by McElwee. His first one. We're going to have a foul here. Luciano, referee, calling the foul.
Foul goes against Cochran. I believe that'll be his third. Get into Jordan Longino.
Now he's feeling his confidence.
There you can see it, even though that one hit the side of the backboard.
He thinks he was fouled. He may have been.
The other way, shot doesn't go down for McElwee. Rebound. Coming in on the second chance, it's Brock Dudek.
Yeah, but that was a really nice stop and look by Blaze Beckham.
All the way in, Lacey Snowden can't get it to go, and Beckham grabs the miss.
Beckham having some good productive minutes here.
Dudek, cross-court pass, catch and shoot three, good from Hicks.
So many different scoring options for the hometown Friars here. Long shot by Hicks from the corner.
16 points for Roddy or Hicks.
Big game for him.
Snowden for Juan Adams, and now Jordan Longino. Inside a minute to go in the third quarter.
He needs to get rid of it. Yep.
Double team. They find Snowden for three, and it goes in and out. The rebound to McElwee. Beckham in the post. Shot no good.
It's a good effort by Beckham.
Here's Lacey Snowden driving to the basket after he dished to Jordan Longino. Longino's got 16. Really turned it on here in the third quarter.
Without question, he's got 12 in this quarter.
Backdoor cut made by Blaze Beckham.
Second basket for Beckham. Looking good, as we'd mentioned, coming off the bench. Nice size at 6'6".
70-42 is Longino going to try a three with 15 seconds left. No good. Long play up ahead for Rodier Hicks, and he'll have an easy layup all alone. All of a sudden, Rodier Hicks has a game-high 18 points.
7 in this quarter.
Off the window, no good. At the buzzer by Juan Adams, and that'll do it for the third quarter. Malvern Prep pulling away 72-42, a 30-point lead for the Friars here on SFBN.
On the sidelines today for Malvern Prep versus GA. Right now, it's the start of the fourth quarter. Malvern Prep up 74-42, and Rodier Hicks, the sophomore guard for the Friars, has the highest basketball IQ on this team, and he's one of the speediest. Malvern head coach John Harmatuck says the Friars rely on Hicks' speed and decision-making to push the ball in transition. Joe?
Thank you very much, Lisa, for joining us, third member of the broadcast crew. And that's Lisa Roman alongside Jack Cap. I'm Joe Vasile. First possession of the fourth quarter. Germantown Academy can't get it to go. Jordan Longino had that second chance bucket. Then the other way, Deuce Turner the layup.
And Deuce Turner ripping the rebound down, busting down court, and with the layup. Impressive in all three aspects of the game right there.
Deep three from Longino goes.
Longino really showing a lot in this second half. We're glad he came out of his funk. We were expecting him to, and he did.
Deuce Turner tried a long three. Shot didn't go down. Then a foul called against GA. For Longino, now 19 points, 15 of them in the second half.
That's a big second half, a big third quarter for him. He came out briefly in the first quarter, as we recall, got some instruction on the bench, and he straightened it out. Turner, nope.
At inbound, he tried to get it in. The offensive rebound by Fran O'Shell, stripped from his hands, got it back, goes up, gets fouled.
That's impressive work by Fran O'Shell. Never gave up on the ball. Great hustle, taking the banging, and he'll go to the line for two.
And, you know, Fran O'Shell is a guy who is a pretty well-regarded baseball player here at Malvern Prep, a right-handed pitcher.
Oh, he's the fastball pitcher, right? You were telling me about? He's got the 85 fastball?
Yep. He's been clocked as high as 87 at some perfect game events, and perfect game is kind of a high school scouting service that's nationally. They put on these showcases, help get kids recruited to college, and O'Shell's gone to several of those and showed off his wares.
And there's nothing wrong with a guy that big being an 85-plus pitcher in high school.
You can almost see the scouts and the...
Yeah, they're salivating.
Yeah, the college coaches want him there. But I tell you what, if he grows another inch or two and puts on some pounds, he's got a future in basketball, too. He's looked real good in the post today.
And you can see his body has growth potential.
Projectable, I think, is what they say in baseball sometimes. Juan Adams with the bucket.
Right, I mean, he's still got some muscle to put on in the upper body there, and I'm sure he will.
75-48 Malvern Prep. Deep three from Turner rattles it home.
Does it again. Deuce Turner.
22 for Deuce. Basil had a shot blocked by O'Shell. Malvern Prep the other way. This is Frankenheimer. And he gets fouled.
Frankenheimer took a shot down there. He seems to be okay. And he'll head to the line for two. Another nice fast break. We've seen a number of them from the home team here, and it is their forte to run and gun. Bank shot again.
Cooper Frankenheimer's first point of the game, averaging about 3 points per game this year. Second, no good. So it's a 31-point lead for Malvern Prep. Jordan Longino drives off the glass and good.
Yeah. Once he found his confidence, Jordan Longino has been just as impressive as this fella. Deuce Turner.
Rolled out, rebounded by GA, and a foul on the way up the floor. You know, we touched on it briefly, Jack, but Germantown Academy comes into this game just 8-9 on the year, 1-4 in the Interac, and it's been a tough year for them. Last year was a tough year for the Patriots as well. But you could see, just like last year, this is still a young team. And you look at maybe next year is the year that they can kind of really make some noise, but you're looking for them to kind of turn the corner here late this season and start to put things together.
Well, and even though Coach Fennerty is under the weather, it's good to see a young coach like Chubb getting an opportunity like this, and he'll get the experience here, and he's probably going to head to be the head coach next year. I wouldn't be surprised, or at least in the running for that.
I was going to say, you'd imagine he'd at least be in the mix.
Yeah.
Longino for 3, banks it home.
Banks stayed open late, as they say, and Longino is pouring the points on.
Now 24 all of a sudden for Jordan Longino. That's a game high. Remember, he had just, 4 points in the first half.
Yeah, there's a big second half. And here comes
Turner dishing to O'Shell, but he couldn't handle the pass. I don't think he was ready for it.
No.
Hit off his hands, poked out of bounds, last touched by GA. So Malvern going to get a whole line change in here. 5 new players for John Harmatick's crew.
That was an impressive weak side pass and a very unselfish pass at the same time by Deuce Turner.
Hans Lillis, wearing number 33, going to check in for the first time today for Germantown Academy.
I'm surprised they retained the ball there. Thought it went off Fryer, but
Hicks gives outside. Brock Dudek knocks it down.
Brock Dudek not shy coming off the bench.
The sophomore's got 8 points. I tell you, he's been a nice bench piece today for Malvern Prep.
I mean, he shot that ball right in with no hesitation.
It was Tim Dion wearing number 30. Bounce pass underneath to Lillis, who goes up and gets fouled. So Hans Lillis, a 6'5 junior forward, will head to the line and shoot 2.
Hans Lillis, his first opportunity to score. He looks like a very physical player. Big, strong kid at 6'5". Go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
Free throw no good. 8 points in the season opener against Cristo Ray, his season high.
Okay.
Ashton Canavan going to come in for Malvern Prep. First time we've seen the 6'4 senior.
Hans. There's a name you don't hear too often, and it's Joel Embiid's middle name. Joel
Hans Embiid.
Isn't that weird? Yeah.
That is, yeah.
I know.
Wouldn't imagine. They call it a lane violation, so Lillis
he gets another. Okay.
going to get a redo here on the second.
Yeah, Joel Hans Embiid.
No, I think Hans Gruber kind of made that one not so popular anymore.
Yeah, Joel spoke French.
But it's good. We need more Hanses.
Yeah, more Hanses. Yeah, Hansel and Gretel, I guess. Yeah. Nice pass.
Beckenham.
Oh, yeah.
Can't get it to go. Ripped from his hands off the offensive glass, but it stays with Malvern. And the ball movement here, Beckenham couldn't handle it, but again, the Friars will maintain possession. Some lucky bounces. Triple, no good, too strong from Joe McElwee. Tom McDonald, number 35, is checked in for GA. Cycle underneath to Diego Carrasco.
28-point spread right now, if I do my math correctly.
Carrasco's shot no good. Lillis, the offensive rebound, and the putback.
Nice basket there. First of the game for Hans Lillis.
Hans blocks it.
Hans getting involved with his Hans on that one. Block shot.
(82-56). Malvern Prep on top. 3.5 to go. Diego Carrasco inside, and he gets the bucket.
Nice move by Carrasco there.
Some of the second-team players in for Germantown Academy in the fourth quarter, they're making their presence felt. Carrasco there with a bucket. Bucket and a block for Hans Lillis. Ashton Canavan's got it for Malvern Prep. He gives to McElwee. Kick out now for Dudek.
Good passing.
Canavan, a 3 off the rim, no good. Lillis grabs the rebound.
Very unselfish passing for the bench players of the Friars.
Easy lane
nice
to drive
move
in for Casey Trena, who's got 4 points after the rebound, after the layup, I should say. Now, a substitution timeout taken just to roll new players on for both sides. Keith Cara, Cooper Frankenheimer going to come on for Malvern Prep. For GA, looks like Mike Rowan has come out of the floor, as well as Kyle Mulba.
I would guess that Casey and Luke Trina are brothers or maybe cousins.
22-point lead for Malvern Prep. We grabbed the miss. Ran away from Kara, no good. It's taken by Tim Dion. His pass is stolen. Tried to thread the needle through two Friars defenders. Drop it back. Becketham's going to line up a three. A little too strong. That's not really his shot. Now try from Caravan. Caravan couldn't get it to go.
A lot of guys going to try to get their name in that scoring sheet here late in the game.
Foul called against Malvern Prep. That'll be, I believe, Keith Cara picking up his first personal.
22-point lead right now.
Yeah, and you know, Jack, it was something that you said a couple of possessions ago when you were talking about, you know, unselfish passing from some of these players who have come off the bench in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
It's the first of the 1-and-1 is good for Kyle Mulba.
His first basket, first point. Yeah.
Normally you don't see that because
right. Yeah.
exactly what you just said, trying to just try to go on and make an impression, even just like showing coach, okay, you're giving me a chance in the game. Here's what I can do. But
you don't get a lot of time. You don't get a lot of time to do it. So they do try to just, you know, throw up some shots. But we did see evidence of nice teamwork briefly here and there.
Long two from Tim Dion, no good.
Stop and pop.
Rowan the offensive rebound and the putback.
That was nicely done.
So Mike Rowan, good job to knock that one down for GA. They get it back down to 18 points.
Yeah.
They've got on a nice run. It's a 10-0 run and an offensive foul against Brock Dudek.
Wow.
So, yeah, a 10-0 run for Germantown Academy, and now they're going to get the ball back. And look, they're down 18 with a minute 26 to go, Jack. The game is, for all intents and purposes, over. But there's been a heck of a job that they've done in this fourth quarter.
It won't look so bad, but it's clearly Malvern Prep is the better team. Twice this season, and twice it's been about the same.
Yeah. Mulba gets the rebound off his offensive miss. Now Mike Rowan working his way to the basket gets fouled.
Yeah, Mike with a nice move there. He'll get to the line for two. And let's see what he's got, a basket. So opportunity to get points 3 and 4 for young Mike Rowan. A little strong.
No good.
A little strong there.
Rowan season high, 8 points, came against Carver E&S.
Carver E&S, 17th and Norris, North Philly. Yep.
Second goes down, so now a 17-point lead. It was about 34 not too long ago. It's been halved here in this fourth quarter, and Mulba gets it down to 15 after the steal and the layup. 4 points for Kyle Mulba.
Nice work off the bench from Mulba. Nice move.
Brock Dudek.
Brock Dudek. He's got 10. Breaks into double figures with that basket. Great name, Brock Dudek. I like that.
Tom McDonald's bounce pass is tipped, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Keith Cara, who had the defense. 22.8 seconds to go. 84-65, the score up on the scoreboard. Just going to play this one out, and GA will turn it over. 16.8 seconds to go. No need here for anything other than for Malvern Prep than to just dribble out this remaining spurt of time and improve to 13-6 on the year and 5-1 in the Interac.
Yeah, having a very fine season, just slightly less than Haverford. And once again, we will have that broadcast in 2 weeks, exactly from today. That'll be a big one.
Circle it on your calendars as the Malvern Prep Friars are victorious here today, 84-65 over the Germantown Academy Patriots. We're going to take a step aside. When we come back, Lisa Roman will be joined by our player of the game here on SFBN.
Just defeated Germantown Academy 84-65. I'm Lisa Roman on the sidelines here with Deuce Turner, a high 22 points today. What were you able to do to get so many baskets and a couple threes from way behind the arc?
Well, my three-point shot was falling. They sat back in that zone, so we was able to create, get into penetration and kick out, and that's what created the deep threes for me, and it made it easier for the rest of our team.
And you played defense against Jordan Legino, Germantown Academy's leading scorer. You held him to very few points today. What were you able to do defensively?
Well, I came into the game with a goal, and I wanted to keep him, contain him, and basically just save all my energy guarding him. He's tough. He knows he can shoot, get to the bucket. He's strong. So we did a good job containing him, which helped us win the game.
And from the very start of this game, Malvern had the lead. And how are you able to maintain that throughout the entire game?
Well, it comes within. We got to be self-motivated, and we just got to keep setting goals for ourselves. Like, once we go up, we're going to keep pushing it 30, 40. That was our goal coming in, and that's what we talked about at halftime.
Well, you definitely did it today, Deuce. Congratulations. Thanks. Joe, back to you.
All right, thank you very much to Lisa Roman and Deuce Turner for joining us post-game. Jack Cap, Joe Vasile with you here on SFBN. An 84-65 win for Malvern Prep, though, Jack, not quite that close for most of the games. Big comeback in the fourth quarter by Germantown Academy. But overall, a strong victory for Malvern Prep.
Yeah, I mean, if you looked at it before the game on paper, this is about where you would think the game would be, like a 20-point victory, and that's where it ended up. And I'm very impressed by Deuce Turner, the way he handles himself in the game and also during the interviews. We had him as a freshman. We interviewed him, and he was poised then. It's very rare that you get a freshman that can do that.
With the win, Malvern Prep improves to 13-6 and 5-1 in the Interact this year. That just about does it for us here today from Malvern Prep. For Lisa Roman on the sidelines and Jack Cap and the entire SFBN crew, my name is Joe Vasile. Final score for the final time from Malvern, Pennsylvania. It's an 84-65 win for the Malvern Prep Friars. Thanks for joining us tonight on SFBN. We'll talk to you again next time. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.